What's going on, guys? Ryan O'Toole back here again with some guests. You see right here on my right, you see two Codys. This is Curtis, and that's O'Toole, my brother. Say what's up, guys. But yeah, this is Cody Curtis. He is also a YouTube movie reviewer. He came up from Maine, drove down here. Curtis, what's going on, man?
It's been an exhausting trip to get down here, but I'm excited for everything we have planned.
It's great to have you back, Cody. And O'Toole.
I'm usually on the channel every now and then. Good to see everybody. Yeah. And I'm excited to be included in our top 10 list for anticipated movies.
Yeah, you did top 5 or top 10?
I did top 10.
Top 10. All right. And you have honorable mentions?
I do.
We're going to review our list. But before we reveal our list, we're going to reveal our honorable mentions. First, I'll have you guys reveal your honorable mentions first. So we'll start with O'Toole.
All right.
Then Curtis. Then me. And then the top 10 list. O'Toole reveal is 10, Curtis 10, my 10, 9, 9, 9, 9, and then etc. etc.
9, 9, 9, 9, 9.
Let us know your top 10 most anticipated movies for 2019 and your honorable mentions. Let's have a great discussion down below in the comments. These lists are completely subjective. These are not technically what's going to be the best movies, because we have no idea what the best movies are going to be at the end of this year. These are just the films that we are more looking forward to.
I mean, let's face it. No, I'm pretty sure none of us knew that Star Is Born was coming out last year.
Yeah, there's a great amount of Oscar movies that come out in the fall that we don't hear any buzz about, but these are mostly just the big blockbusters and all that. Without further ado, let's get started with the list, boys. What are your honorable mentions, O'Toole?
Gentlemen, I have 4 honorable mentions here. Some of these might be a shocker to you all, but it is what it's going to be, all right? My first honorable mention is Spider-Man Far From Home, a recent fan to the MCU. Very excited to see that. Obviously, we need to see Endgame first, but I know that's going to be the last film for MCU, so I'm looking forward to that.
Okay.
How to Train Your Dragon 3 Hidden World makes it as an honorable mention. Why it's an honorable mention? Yep. I'm anticipating it. I'm anticipating it for the single fact that I haven't seen the first 2 yet.
Yeah, that'll be fixed.
So I'm going to see the first 2, and I'm looking forward to seeing the third one.
Okay.
Third honorable mention, Star Wars Episode 10 or 9. Which one is it?
It's 9.
It's 10. 9.
You need to see the others.
That'll be your New Year's resolution.
I'm watching all the Star Wars movies for the first time this year, so that will be a nice one.
Star Wars Episode 9.
And my last one, being the Disney fan that I am, is Frozen 2.
Curtis, what are your honorable mentions?
Okay, I have a few, so I'm just going to go right through them. I am excited for the live-action adaptation of Dumbo and Aladdin.
All right.
Those are. Zombieland 2 is coming out this year. The new adaptation of Stephen King's book, Pet Sematary. You guys all know that I'm a giant Stephen King fan, so that had to be in there. Happy Death Day to You is also an honorable mention in here. And, of course, Spider-Man Homecoming. And I love me some Tarantino. Unfortunately, he didn't make it onto my list. He probably should have. But Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, if I had...
Spider-Man Homecoming?
I mean,
Spider-Man Far From Home.
I love Quentin Tarantino, and if all of this was in a list from our top 10, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood would be my number 11. But I love Quentin Tarantino, so that's got to be an honorable mention. Now, Ryan, what about you?
Okay, gentlemen, I have 10 honorable mentions.
Okay.
There's some ones you guys missed, which I was surprised by. All right, my honorable mentions are It Chapter 2. I'm very excited for It Chapter 2. Would have loved to put it in the top 10, but I'm just looking forward to 10 more. Joker. Surprised you didn't have that. Joker, the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie. I'm so excited for that. Kingsman, the prequel for Kingsman. There's no trailer. We've heard there's just going to be a Kingsman prequel. We'll see if that comes out this year. Shazam. Didn't make my top 10 list. I'm really excited for that. The Lion King remake didn't make my top 10 list. I'm anxious, but I'm interested to see what Jon Favreau can do. Knives Out, Rian Johnson's new film. Jamie Lee Curtis, Chris Evans, Daniel Craig, Michael Shannon, such an A-list cast involved. Jumanji 2, the sequel to Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle, very looking forward to it. Lego Movie 2, Aladdin and Dumbo remake. Those are my honorable mentions. So now, let's get started with our top 10.
Alright guys, so I am kicking off our top 10 list. Coming in at number 10 for me is going to be Detective Pikachu.
Really?
Makes it in at number 10.
Really?
I thought the trailer was hilarious. I don't know about you guys. I've seen Deadpool. I know, a movie. I've seen it. And basically it was like Deadpool in Pikachu form when you watch it. It was hilarious. I liked the trailer. It got me excited for it. Didn't know it was coming out until I saw the trailer. And just from the trailer alone, I'm excited for it. Ryan Reynolds is a likable guy. The visuals look cool, and it's kind of like, I didn't grow up with like Pokemon, but like for anybody that did, like this must be like a dream come true.
Yeah, here's the funny thing. I did grow up with Pikachu, and here's another funny thing, because great Cody's think alike, because Detective Pikachu is also my number 10.
Wow!
I loved these trailers. I like the way all the Pokemon look. As someone who grew up with not only the games, but also the television shows with Ash Ketchum, I could not be more excited. And having Ryan Reynolds doing this, I thought it would be, what if it was a prank, where Detective Pikachu, it's pretty much the same studio that made Deadpool put this in the theaters, and they're just pranking everybody.
Yeah. Alright, gentlemen, I'm not joining that train, unfortunately, because Detective Pikachu didn't make my list, but I'm interested to see how it is. Okay, coming in at number 10 for me, I know O'Toole is gonna be pissed at this, but I got Toy Story 4 at number 10. Now, the reason why it's this low on my top 10 list is because I am excited. But I am a little cautious. Like, is this necessary? Or is this going to top the original trilogy? Probably not. But I am interested to see how this film is. No, you don't have John Lasseter coming back. You don't have Lee Unkrich directing it. But I'm interested to see how this new guy brings in these new characters. The trailer was cute. I am interested to see how Toy Story 4 is. Do I think it's unnecessary, kind of, but I'm interested to see a new story being told. So, Toy Story 4, you guys may give me shit, but I'm curious to see. There's just more movies I'm excited for.
You'll hear my thoughts later on. Alright, this might shock you guys, but coming in at number 9 for me is the live-action Aladdin. Coming in at number 9. Disney fanboy here at heart. Come on. I had to put... You're going to see a lot of Disney movies. Let's be real. But the trailer we have and the one we have and the photos that we have, there's a lot of skepticism around this movie right now with the photos they've released. The trailer didn't really show much. And there's a lot of speculation. I can't say the word. But let's talk about Will Smith as the genie. I got to see what this guy looks like. I mean, he's so charismatic and so likable. So, like, putting him with the genie... I mean, that's a very iconic character. Don't get me wrong. So I'm just sort of excited to see where they're going to take it. I know live-action remakes for Disney have been like hit or miss. We'll see what happens.
Guy Ritchie.
Yeah.
Guy Ritchie's directing it.
I mean, so I'm excited for it. I don't know. I'm excited for it.
They said Will Smith is gonna be blue in the movie, but we just haven't seen him blue yet.
Right.
And it's one of everybody's favorite Disney films, if not their absolute favorite Disney film growing up, besides The Lion King. And honestly, I know people are upset because Robin Williams made the genie so iconic, but I don't think you could get a better actor than Will Smith to come in and provide his charisma for the genie. So, yeah. I mean... it's a good choice. My number 9 is actually a film we haven't gotten a lot of information about, and it's Ari Aster's newest project, the pagan horror film that is supposed to be releasing at some point.
A24.
A24 later this year. And I know there isn't a lot of information. All I'm going with is the product that Ari Aster gave us in last year with Hereditary. The screenplay, the film overall, I absolutely loved. It's one of my all-time favorite horror films. It's up there with The Witch for me. I just think the last 5 to 10 minutes could have been fixed. But other than that, the performances, screenplay, everything just came together so perfectly, and Ari Aster is one of the best up-and-coming directors, just proven by what he gave us with Hereditary. So that is my number 9.
Coming in at my number 9 is Spider-Man Far From Home. Now, I was not a huge fan of Spider-Man Homecoming on multiple rewatches, but the casting of Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio is the main reason why I'm fully excited for this movie. I mean, Jake Gyllenhaal is one of the best actors working today, and you cast him as the great villain Mysterio bringing in as a great villain. Michael Keaton is returning as well as Adrian Toomes, the Vulture.
Yeah, he was great in Homecoming.
Yeah, I'm excited to see those two back. They're definitely leaning it towards taking place after Endgame. So we definitely know Spider-Man's coming back, obviously. So
yeah.
I'm interested. John Watts directed Homecoming. I thought he did a good job. And I'm excited for this just because it's going away from New York. Like, it's going to be in Europe, and I'm excited to see. I like the new suit. I love the new suit in Spider-Man. Yeah, I'm excited to see this new film. Hopefully I like it more than Homecoming. But yeah, it has me excited. Jake Gyllenhaal. How could you not be excited?
All right, gentlemen, rolling along here to number 8. Gonna continue with the live-action Disney movies. I got Dumbo at number 8. Now,
Surprise.
I liked the trailer. I don't know what you guys. It kind of gave me like a cool, like different take on Dumbo. There was like some like tense moments, but there was also those sweet and tender moments that we know Dumbo to be. It's been a while since I've seen the original animated one, but from what I remember, I enjoy it. I think they have some great additions to the cast. Isn't what's this short little guy's name?
Danny DeVito.
Yeah, he's
Danny
in
DeVito,
it.
Michael Keaton.
Yeah, so it looks like a solid cast.
Colin Farrell.
Yeah, so solid cast. One of the classic Disney movies. It's always like, you know, like a danger going towards those like classics, but being the Disney fan I am, I'm excited for it, and hate me if you want.
But it's going to be interesting, especially with Dumbo. Dumbo was dark, Dumbo was heartbreaking, and Dumbo had a very, very LSD-esque experience type scene in it. So it's going to be interesting how they bring those dark elements to the big screen.
Right.
And the man who did Dark is Tim Burton. Tim Burton's directing it, so I'm interested to see how he can bring this live-action film to the big screen.
My number 8 is the Fred Rogers film with Tom Hanks.
Nice.
Okay, all right.
Once again, it's not a film that we know that much about. All we know is it's a film, a biopic about Fred Rogers, and I'm excited for that because Won't You Be My Neighbor was one of my favorite films of last year. It was a great, informative, heartbreaking documentary about a troubled artist, and if you're going to get somebody who's extremely likable to be almost as likable as Fred Rogers, Tom Hanks is the perfect person to do it.
I'm excited to see it too. I want to see a trailer. And yeah, Won't You Be My Neighbor is a great documentary, and I'm excited to see it. So coming in at number 8 for me is another MCU film. I know, I'm an MCU fanboy. It's Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel comes out in March. First female-led superhero for Marvel, and DC did it first with Wonder Woman. And Brie Larson looks great as Captain Marvel and Cara Danvers, and I'm excited to see this film. The trailers have been magnificent. Like, the visuals look great.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I'm interested to see the great worlds. The Skrulls, the Kree are back. We see Ronan. We don't see a lot of him, actually. Jude Law's in this movie. He looks great. Ben Mendelsohn plays the main villain Skrull. And Samuel Jackson as Nick Fury. He's doesn't have the eye patch. And I'm excited to see Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. She looks beautiful, and she looks kick-ass. And she does punch a Skrull, not an old lady.
Moving right along, gentlemen, at my number 7 is another... No, it's not. I'm just kidding. I'm changing. Going away from Disney for a little bit. Let's talk about Us, the new Jordan Peele.
Yes!
Yeah, the new Jordan Peele movie. Slips in there on my top 10 list. The trailer looks really cool.
It looks great.
I've never seen anything like it. First off, you have M'Baku, and you have M'Baku. He was great. I'm excited that he's getting more roles. You have
Lupita Nyong'o.
Yeah, thank you for helping me. By the way,
Also, Black Manta's in it too.
Yeah,
don't know the actor's name.
But like the cast looks stellar, and we know what Jordan Peele did with Get Out. Like that was a fantastic movie. And it's just his next project. I mean, it's the sophomore project. You know what they say. Sometimes those are hit or miss. But Jordan Peele, I mean, he won what? Best original
screenplay.
So, I mean, I'm excited for what Jordan Peele has to do next. I'm sure you guys are too.
Now, number 7 for me. It might be disappointing for you that it's not higher up in my list. But number 7 for me is Toy Story 4. And... here's the thing. I'm excited for Toy Story 4. I am. And I think the reason why it's not higher up on my list, even though I am excited for it, is because even though Toy Story has a great track record, I think they capped it off perfectly with Toy Story 3. And that's why, even though I'm hopeful, because the entire cast, everybody's coming back, and everything that's coming out about this movie points to it being some kind of revolutionary when it comes to this Toy Story franchise and maybe even film history. But I will also say that I'm a little hesitant because films that come after a trilogy is complete have the possibility to not be great, but I do have high hopes for this, and that's why it's number 7 for me.
Coming in at number 7 for me is a film that the Australians have seen yesterday. How to Train Your Dragon 3, The Hidden World. I absolutely love the How to Train Your Dragon franchise. I mean, the second film, How to Train Your Dragon 2, is one of my favorite animated films of all time. How to Train Your Dragon 1 is just as good. And these films are so fantastic. Dean DeBoy as the director is great. And Jay Baruchel as Hiccup is great. And Toothless the Dragon is so freaking cute. Like, their relationship is great. And I'm excited to see the main villain in the movie. He's capturing all of the Night Furies. There's a new Light Fury. Toothless has a girlfriend. If this film is great, I'm hearing it's phenomenal. This could be one of the best trilogies of all time. And one of the best animated trilogies right behind Toy Story.
You better say right behind Toy Story.
Obviously, I'm going to say that. So yeah, I'm excited for Hidden World.
Getting back into the Disney realm, Captain Marvel makes the number 6.
Yeah.
We've already talked about it a little bit. Brie Larson looks fantastic, guys. I mean,
she's so beautiful.
I know she's excited for this project. I remember when she was working on it, and she was just, you could sense that, like, women are now like getting these like superhero roles. It's great to see. We saw it with Gal Gadot and Wonder Woman, and now we're getting it here with Brie Larson. It looks fantastic. I know you mentioned some of the visuals look kind of iffy, but like again, it's just the trailer, so we'll see when it's all in its full form. I mean, it's gonna lead into Endgame for sure. She's gonna have a part of it in some way and somehow, especially after Infinity War, the last you know what I'm talking about, end credit.
Yeah.
But man, I'm excited for this movie.
Number 6 for me, I have 2 films that are tied with one another.
First tie.
And you're going to be insulted by this. I can't help it. Okay. The tie for me is between the live-action Lion King and How to Train Your Dragon 3. Notice how to Train Your Dragon 3 is higher than Toy Story. But here's the thing. It's just a personal thing with me. I have always loved the How to Train Your Dragon series more than Toy Story. I love Toy Story. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And home run out of this park. But what they were able to do with the first How to Train Your Dragon and continue that onto the second one, and what they're appearing to doing with the third one, is just create a marvelous story from beginning to middle to end. Hiccup from a young boy all the way to an adult where he's leading his village. I'm super excited for where they're going to go moving forward when it comes to Hiccup, when it comes to his relationship with his village. And when it comes to the live-action Lion King, I don't think I can say any more than what's already been said. It looks amazing, and what Jon Favreau is going to do with it. You got an all-star cast. You have Donald Glover. You have
Beyonce.
You have
James Earl Jones is coming
Seth
back.
Rogen.
Yep. You've got an all-star cast. And so that's my number 6, Lion King, and How to Train Your Dragon number 3.
All right, coming in at number 6 for me, Cody. O'Toole, you've already mentioned it. Us is my number 6. Jordan Peele, this is his next directed film, his next written film. The man won Best Original Screenplay for Get Out, which is one of my favorite films of 2017. And you have Winston Duke and Lupita Nyong'o as the stars. That trailer was amazing. Yeah. It looks scary as shit.
Unique for sure.
The cast looks great. The premise looks great. It does look scary. Jordan Peele knows how to throw twists in there. And he does know how to use racism very well into his horror films. And so I'm excited to see Us. It comes out in March as well. And it looks fantastic.
At number 5, I mean, these are the top 5 guys. These are the ones we're like most looking forward to.
Yes,
for sure.
Yes.
And for me, that starts with It Chapter 2. That makes my. I know you're excited about that one, Cody. I mean, the first one was so good.
Yes, it was.
It was so good. It was
so good.
Bill Skarsgård was amazing.
Skarsgård, man, hats off to this man. Phenomenal performance on his part. Very creepy and just took over that screen and was just fantastic. The kids were great too. I know they're going to be adults in it, Chapter 2, but I think the kids are going to have some sort of role they're going to play in some way, so I'm excited for that. These new castings like Jessica Chastain and
James McAvoy.
Yeah, it's just like great cast. So like
the Old Spice guy.
Yeah.
And Annie Muschietti said this will shit your pants.
Oh,
This movie will shit your pants.
Bring your adult diapers, is what he said, yeah.
I didn't think the
All
first
right.
It was that funny, though.
They
I
said
mean,
it's
that's scary, though.
That's what I said. It's going to be scary.
So I'm
That's what he
hoping for
said.
a little bit more of that.
So my number 5, which this may be higher on a couple people's lists here.
Okay.
If you say Endgame, I swear. If you said Endgame.
Star Wars Episode 9.
Wow.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
All right.
once again, we all know I love Star Wars. And I think the reason why Star Wars Episode 9 is so much lower on my list than people would probably expect it to be is the past couple of years, I think Star Wars has kind of rubbed me in the wrong way. And what I mean is this. I loved The Last Jedi. I said it was the best Star Wars film since The Empire Strikes Back, if not better when I first came out of the theater. Having rewatched it ever since the film came out, my enjoyment of it has started to peter and just go down. And Solo, I enjoyed in the movie theater, but pretty much forgot about after I left the movie theater and didn't care to watch it ever again. So I am excited because J.J. Abrams is coming back, and hopefully he will be able to complete his story along with what Rian Johnson did, which there are some things that Rian Johnson did that I did enjoy, but I know J.J. Abrams, phenomenal director. He's going to knock it out of the park.
Let's get to my number 5. Coming in at number 5 is John Wick 3 Parabellum.
Nice.
John Wick 3 Parabellum. I love John Wick. These movies are some of the best action films of the decade. John Wick 1 was absolutely fantastic. Keanu Reeves, this is his signature role since Neo in The Matrix. I mean, he's so badass in this role. I mean, John Wick is a human being, and he loses his wife. His dog gets murdered by a bunch of Russian thugs, and then he kicks ass. And then John Wick, you've all seen John Wick. John Wick Chapter 2 is amazing. But John Wick 3 Parabellum, Halle Berry's in it. Great casting. And
Catwoman.
yeah, Chad Stahelski, who directed all the other 2 films. I'm excited for him to come back. And there's a couple photos they released in Egypt or something. And the trailer hasn't released, but yes, John Wick 3 Parabellum, you know that's going to be in my top 5.
Coming in at number 4, this might shock some of you. Actually, you know what? I think it's going to shock both of you. All right? I got Jumanji 2 at number 4.
Oh,
I
really?
got Jumanji 2
Nice.
at number 4. I loved
Nice.
Welcome to the Jungle. Talk about like a fun popcorn action movie, adventure movie, just to like enjoy.
It was a big
That was
surprise.
a ton of fun.
Big
And how
surprise.
much money it made too. Like, I mean, this is why we're getting another
It's the
one.
highest grossing Sony movie of all time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, I'm not surprised. Dwayne The Rock Johnson's likable. Jack Black is likable. I mean, there's some other great actors in there as well.
Jack Black is a teenage girl.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what more can you get? I mean, what can they do in this second one? I mean, I'm excited, whatever it's going to be. I just had a fun time with that movie.
My number 4, M. Night Shyamalan has been returning to his proper graces. My number 4 is Glass.
Shoot
Nice.
the glass.
You don't have to wait long for this one.
Yeah, no, I know. It comes out in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I couldn't be more excited, though. What he was able to do with Unbreakable is phenomenal, and what he was able to do with Split is create a tie-in that is unique and very... It just doesn't happen a lot, because Unbreakable as a film was very revolutionary for the time, especially since we've seen the boom of superhero films in the past 20 years or so. And I can't wait to see James McAvoy back. I can't wait to see Bruce Willis back as David Dunn, and I can't wait to see Samuel L. Jackson back as Mr. Glass. It's a phenomenal treat that Shyamalan is bringing to us. I am a little hesitant. This would be higher up on my list, but there is a lot of pressure going into this movie for Shyamalan to actually make a good film. And considering, although this is in the vein of what Shyamalan has done with both Split and Unbreakable, it is still in the vein of a superhero type movie. So I'm a little nervous that the pressure that he has might cause it to go downhill, but I am still extremely excited about it. It's my number 4 after all.
Coming in at number 4 is what Curtis didn't have on his list. Once Upon a Time, in his top 10 list, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Quentin Tarantino's 10th directed film. This movie, you have to be excited just because of the cast involved. Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, who else am I forgetting?
You back off.
Sorry.
Quentin Tarantino, he knows how to film some intense scenes. Like a lot of swearing, cussing, blood, shooting scenes, and a bunch of insane songs in his opening credits. So, Tarantino's one of my favorite directors, and Django Unchained I think's his best, but this could be one of his best and could be a huge Oscar contender.
And more than likely, it's going to be close to 3 hours long.
Yeah, it probably will. It probably will.
We are here in the top 3, guys. Top 3.
Top 3!
Now, these next 3 films are probably going to be no surprise for me, if you know me pretty well.
Yeah.
My number 3 is the new live-action Lion King. Comes in at number 3. I mean,
nice.
When you talk about one of my favorite movies of all time, probably for some of you, and maybe for a lot of you watching, it's The Lion King, right? The animated film. If not the best animated film ever made. When you find out they're going to be live actioning it.
CGI!
Yeah.
CGI!
You're like, oh boy, that's a terrible move, Disney, but it's a very smart move on Disney's part. I believe the cast is stellar. You got James Earl Jones back. That's enough for me to think, okay, this movie is worth going to see, because obviously it's James Earl Jones. Jon Favreau, what he did with The Jungle Book was absolutely amazing. All of this is enough for me for wanting to see this.
Chiwetel Ejiofor, Scar.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Scar in the trailers yet.
Underrated selection, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do.
My number 3 is my second tie of this list. And it's got to be Joaquin Phoenix's Joker and Avengers Endgame.
So Joker did make your list.
Yes, it did. I cannot be more excited for these 2 films because of different reasons. Avengers Infinity War was a movie theater experience like none other. I cannot wait for this story to be done, because if you guys don't know, as far as the Iron Man, Captain America era of the MCU, this is where it's going to end. This is where it's going to come to an end, so the new hero and the new breeds and the new section of the MCU can start to transition and take over. And I can't wait to finish up this story. I'm pretty sure, I don't know about Cody, but Ryan and I have been here since the beginning, watching the story progress all the way to the end.
I've seen them all.
Okay, so we can count Cody in here too. Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, I'm excited because I have a feeling that this film will be more of an Oscar buzz kind of film. It's going to be very personal. There's a reason why Joaquin Phoenix took this role, because he didn't want to be tied down not only to a franchise. Joaquin Phoenix generally only chooses scripts and projects that have a lot of meaning and have a particular message reflected on society. I love Joaquin Phoenix. I think he's one of, if not the best actor working today, and the Joker is one of my all-time favorite villains, so there you go.
Nice.
Coming in at number 3 for me is... You really don't know that song? Glass! Glass is my number 3. That's the Unbreakable theme, Curtis. But Glass looks fantastic. I mean, you guys have seen my Stardust reactions. Like, I am so freaking excited for Glass. Unbreakable is one of my favorite movies of all time, like I said. I mean, Bruce Willis coming back as the great David Dunn. Samuel L. Jackson as Mr. Glass is my favorite character by far. And James McAvoy as all these personality guys.
Can't beat the beast.
And Sarah Paulson is in this movie too.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, she
Anya
looks...
Taylor-Joy's back, which is
and
nice.
Anya Taylor-Joy as well. And it looks like a really great, twisted superhero film with these 3 people, David Dunn versus Mr. Glass and Kevin. M. Night Shyamalan, he does have a lot of pressure going into this. I know that, but I think he's going to make a really great sequel and conclusion to this Unbreakable split trilogy.
The final 2. I'm sure you guys know what they are.
Yeah, I know what they are.
Don't say them. Don't say them. But which
Sonic
one is
the
which?
Hedgehog.
Yeah, that's it. My number 2
so bad.
is Avengers Endgame. Coming in at number 2.
Oh.
Yeah, Avengers Endgame comes at number 2. I mean, I watched all the MCU movies for the first time last year. And I was, like, very proud of that project. A lot of movies, and, like, this was obviously leading up to Infinity War. And boy, was it worth watching all those movies. Infinity War was fantastic from beginning to end. I just want to know what happens next. Like,
Is
oh my
Infinity
gosh.
War your favorite MCU film?
No question. No question for sure.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, we got Captain Marvel before that, but man, I just can't wait to sit in that theater again when that Infinity War started, our theater experience, everyone shut up. Like, it was just, everyone was so into it. I cannot wait for that again. I cannot wait for that again. Everyone's there. They want to see it. Shut up and just watch the movie.
Everyone was screaming, everyone was laughing, and everyone was crying at the end.
I already know ahead of time it's going to be my best theater experience is Avengers Endgame this year. I can't wait for it. It's only my number 2, though.
My number 2 and my number 1, unsurprisingly, are both horror films.
Ooh.
So, my number 2 is Jordan Peele's new film.
Nice.
Us.
Nice.
They've already spoken their piece about it. You know, Jordan Peele's really good with talking about racism and cultural differences, and what he was able to do with Get Out is bring a little bit of light to passive racism in a really creative and dark way, and I love that. Get Out was one of my favorite films of 2017, and Us, I'm pretty sure I have high hopes for this, because I have a feeling, just like with Get Out, we have not seen anything yet. Because the trailers for Get Out, a lot of people thought it was going to be crap. People are saying kind of negative things about these trailers. But what Jordan Peele will give us behind these trailers when we watch it in the theater is going to be something marvelous, and I cannot wait. We are our own worst enemy, and I cannot wait to see how he's going to play into that. And Ryan already mentioned, stellar cast throughout the entire thing. I just can't wait.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 2 is Star Wars Episode 9.
Yep, I know what your number
Star
1
Wars
is.
Episode 9. Like, I'm a Star Wars fan. J.J. Abrams coming back. He did a fantastic job with Force Awakens, resurrecting Star Wars, and he does a great job of resurrecting the Star Wars fan base. After The Last Jedi, I was just so shocked by how much everyone hated it and so divisive it was. I love The Last Jedi. It does have issues. It's not a perfect film. I understand why people hated it. I understand when this person got killed off, when this thing happened, and this decision with this character drinking green milk and being lonely. And I get all of your criticisms. I really do. But I really love all the twists that The Last Jedi had. Kylo Ren, Adam Driver, he's my favorite character. Like, he is up there with Darth Vader, second best Star Wars villain.
Gotta watch it.
Yeah.
And he's, this movie looks great. J.J. Abrams, that's my number 2.
All right.
You guys know what our number 1 is. O'Toole.
Toy Story 4 is my most anticipated movie of 2019. And gentlemen, I will tell you why. Yes, I get your criticisms. Toy Story 3 was a perfect ending. I'm with you. However, here's the thing that you guys are missing.
Are you about to get emotional?
I might. I really might. Here's the thing.
Good.
Here's the thing that is making me very excited for this movie. Obviously, it's my number 1. They wouldn't make this movie for no reason.
It's been how long?
How long has it been?
9 years.
A good amount of time,
9
right?
years.
9 years.
They have more to tell. I feel like they do. From what I'm hearing from Tim Allen and Tom Hanks themselves, they were struggling to get through the last scenes of this movie. Emotionally. And that is enough for me to be like, holy crap, I just want to see what's going to happen. I just cannot wait to see what else they have to tell, okay? It's just my personal opinion. Toy Story 4 is my most anticipated film because what else needs to be told after, obviously, 3? Obviously, it's much more.
Yeah. I don't blame you, Cody. I don't blame you. O'Toole, I don't blame you. And Curtis, go ahead.
Okay. my most anticipated film of this next coming year is Norma the North.
Yes! Dude, how could I miss that? Oh my god, that movie looks amazing.
But I'm pretty sure you got the hint, everybody. Yeah, it's It Chapter 2. I mean, you guys know me. It's gotta be It Chapter 2. Me, I found out about It Chapter 1 when it was originally coming out, and I was excited to see it. I read the book, I loved it, was excited to see it even more. It Chapter 1 it was my most anticipated film the year that it was coming out, and I am so happy that it turned out as great as it did. But I agree with you guys. It wasn't exactly the scariest movie. It was very much a coming of age movie with a really messed up demonic clown that
just there.
Bill Skarsgård was phenomenal in the film, and to see them as adults, because we're all adults here. I think there is more of a likelihood of a chance we're going to be terrified in the movie theater, because what scares kids is not going to scare adults. And Pennywise is going to have to work a lot harder. So something tells me when Andy Muschietti says, bring your adult diapers, he's not joking. I found that It Chapter 1 was a film that you could, you know, granted the kids are old enough for you, think it's okay, you could take your whole family to enjoy it. I mean, for instance, my dad's not the biggest fan of horror films. I sat him down, we watched it together. He absolutely loves the movie. I don't think it's going to be for the whole family, and I very much approve of that. So, It Chapter 2 is my most anticipated film.
My number one most anticipated movie of 2019 is Avengers Endgame. Like, I'm an MCU fanboy. This movie is the culmination to many of the main character storylines. Steve Rogers, you know, the original Avengers. We all know what happens at the end of Infinity War. They're the only ones left standing. And that was really surprising. The end of Infinity War was so shocking. Like, so many people. Thanos wins at the end. Like, he wins. That is why Thanos, in my opinion, is the greatest comic book villain of all time. Well, like, going into Endgame.
You could also say that it is Thanos' movie.
It is his movie.
It was his movie. But this is probably not going to be his movie. But Endgame, that trailer was amazing. It didn't show any of the characters vanishing.
No more trailers.
I'm not watching any trailers after this. And the Russo brothers, you know, finishing off this Avengers quadrilogy. I don't want to know anything. I'm not watching any trailers. I'm going to go on a month social media hiatus when this movie comes out. It comes out April 26th. They pushed it a week early.
Just like last time.
Yeah. Avengers Endgame, you guys aren't surprised. It's my most anticipated. There you have it, guys. Those were our top 10 most anticipated movies of 2019. You guys probably disagree. Some of you. Let us know your list down below in the comment section. Give us hate, whatever. Yeah, be funny about it. But thank you, both you Codys, Curtis, and O'Toole, for joining me for this top 10 most anticipated list. Absolutely. So, Curtis, you're the one with the YouTube channel. Cody, Curtis, where can they find you on your social media?
Well, guys, if you want to find me, obviously you can go to the YouTube search bar and search Cody Curtis. I'll be the first name that pops up. But if you want to get in contact with me in any social media form, be it Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, not necessarily Facebook. I don't generally go on there a lot, but search _Cody _Curtis. You should be able to find me.
Thank you guys for watching this video, the top 10 most anticipated list. And if you guys liked it, give it a thumbs up. Go check out Cody Curtis's channel. He got awesome content over there. Go check out the Sweet Film podcast he does with Zach Pope. That's a great show that I've been on. And yes, guys, all those links will be in the description below. Click that notification bell on your way out. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!